Good morning, everybody. This is Travis P11. I'd like to welcome you back to the channel. Now, I know I'm about 2 to 3 years behind all the other gun channels with reviewing the Sig Sauer P365, but we are finally going to take one out to the range. I did happen to buy this locally. I did get it used. I got a really good deal on it. For the range test for today, we're going to be shooting some Hornady custom 124 grain XTP tip hollow point ammunition. I have not fired this particular ammunition through this pistol yet, so if we have any issues, we can back it up with some 115 grain Fiocchi and Federal, so we should be in pretty good shape. Now, my range has recently remodeled the pistol shooting portion, so I don't know what the minimum shooting distance is going to be. It could be 7 yards, it could be 10 yards, but either way, I'm pretty excited to take it out, so we're going to see how it shoots. It's supposed to be a really nice day today. Hopefully it won't be too windy, and I'm just going to bring you my general thoughts and feelings and show you what kind of accuracy you can expect from just an average shooter right out of the box on an unmodified P365. This is the non-safety model. Now, this one was manufactured in February of 2020, so it has had all the necessary changes made to it, the springs, the striker, and so on. So it should not be having any issues at all. The 20 rounds I put through it earlier, it ran just like a champ. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hit the range. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start off with 7 yards, and this is a 25-yard slow pistol target that I have. But again, I'm shooting at a closer distance. It's no big deal. Mainly just want to kind of give you an idea about what it's like to shoot a P365 if you haven't done that yet. And then we'll try to do a little more precision work with it with the next target. So let's go and take a few shots. So we're running the 124 grain. I believe I said XTP tip Hornady custom. And let's see how she runs. Again, I've got the regular magazine on here with the pinky extension on it too. So first things first, in the hand, it does bury itself deep in your palm. You can feel that aggressive stippling. There's some nice rough texture on here. It does feel firmly planted in your hand. I've got medium-sized hands, and I'm able to just get my pinky on there, kind of ride that ridge a little bit on the bottom of the magazine. It does feel very well balanced. It is very comfortable. It's not heavy, as we saw earlier. I like the front sights. Now, when I did my first 20 rounds with it, I buried the front sight on the bullseye. I'm going to do the same thing here and see what happened. When I tried to just lollipop it, when I tried to put the bullseye on top of the front sight, I was basically shooting about 2 inches low. So, again, we're going to cover the front sight, just do 10 rounds, just see what happens. I make no guarantees. If we have any issues at all with the ammunition, we'll go ahead and swap it out for some 115 grain Fiocchi or Federal. And I have no trouble using the second magazine either, which is the magazine that doesn't have the pinky extension. That works just fine with it too, but we're going to run it with the pinky extension. I'll probably buy one more of those and put that on the second magazine. All right, so we'll just do some slow shooting and see how well it runs. So trigger is about, I think they said 5.5, maybe 6 pounds from the factory. It's not bad. Recoil is manageable and comfortable. I kind of keep my left thumb pressed up against the accessory rail here. Had a pretty good shot there. It's kind of moving itself out of my hand a little bit. Might have to work on my grip a bit with it. Again, totally comfortable to shoot though. Now, just kind of as a comparison, it is a little bit snappy. It is a very small pistol. Okay, it did lock open, no problems whatsoever. And it kind of feels a bit. That's gonna seem kind of weird. Like my old Sky CPX2, the recoil impulse is very dull. It does smack pretty good in the palm, but it's not uncomfortable to shoot. All right, and we'll take a look at our target here and see how we did. We'll bring it back in a few minutes. All right, so now what we're going to do is we'll do 4 shots in the center and then 3 shots on the little orange bullseyes on the left and the right, and then we're going to measure those. We'll come back and take a look at that first group that I shot, which was okay. What's important is that the Hornady Custom, again, 124 grain XTP ammo is reliable so far. No failure to feed issues, no failure to extract issues, no stovepiping, no issues whatsoever. I wanted to run Hornady Critical Defense, and I've got that in all my home defense pistols. I have multiple magazines filled up with it, but I could just bring myself to empty one of those magazines to fill the magazines for this. So when I was at the when I was at the sporting goods store, I picked up what they had in stock, and they had a 2-box limit on these. So I went ahead and bought 2 boxes of these, and this is what we got. So this is what we're going to run. This is also what we're going to keep in it until we can get a hold of some critical defense. But this ammo so far has been pretty good. It does have a little more kick to it, I've noticed, than the 115 grain. It's probably a little bit hotter round, but you know, you shoot what you can get. So as for 115 grain, I got plenty of that, but that's not what I like to keep in my carry pistols and so on. Last thing, I also have a Kydex holster for it, or a plastic holster for it that I did pick up, an inexpensive one off of Amazon that I could get within a day, and just so I can start carrying the pistol. So I'll show that holster to you also at the end of this video, and kind of show you, some of the options that you might have for it. All right, here we go. Again, nice comfortable grip. Palms are getting a little bit sweaty, but it's still staying planted. Again, just a nice, it's got a fairly, trigger's a little bit hard. You don't really start to feel much of a wall. I mean, it tenses up and then it breaks. The trigger is fine for what it is. I know you can get some aftermarket units for it, but it is fine just out of the box. All right, definitely to the left there. Definitely my trigger finger. Go. Ooh, okay. All right, let's go to the bullseye on the right. There we go. All right, and the bullseye to the left. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and bring the targets in, take a look at them, and just have a few final words on this quick take of the Sig Sauer P365. So I'm sure a question I'm going to get in the comment section is, hey, did you happen to notice any striker drag? Because that's an issue. Well, I wouldn't even call it an issue. It's kind of a inherent design with these micro compact pistols. It's just something that you run into. And yeah, I do have a little bit of striker drag. I don't know if you can see that or not. The dimples are fine. They're perfectly punched the way they need to be, but about a third of the circle is kind of flattened out off to the side. So it is experiencing a little bit of the striker drag. I'm not going to worry about it. This pistol was made in February of 2020, like I said before, so it does have the latest generation of firing pin in there. Okay, so the first target, let's go ahead and get a measurement here and see how we did. Best case scenario, taking out those two flyers, because, flyers happen. We are looking at a little under 3.5 inches. Worst case scenario, yeah, probably around 6. But that's okay. That's okay. We had a nice tight group. I can definitely practice more for those center mass shots. Over here, things got a little crazy. I'm assuming this was my first group of 4, so let's go worst case scenario with a flyer. Again, 3.5 inches. It's a pretty stout round. Let's see, best group. Yeah, we're looking at just a shade under 2. All right, so second target over here, another 3 shots. Or second could have been left, I can't remember. All right, so we're looking at 2 3/4 inches. But again, I had some nice tight shots though when I really focused. And final group, don't know where my third shot went. Okay, we're looking at about 1.25 inches, but I mean the other one could have been a couple inches off. But overall, I mean I'm fine with it. I need to practice more, maybe get some silhouette targets and maybe shoot some steel a little bit. But I'm going to continue carrying this ammunition in it as my carry ammo. I'm fine with it. But again, just like anything, you definitely need to practice as much as you can, and you will shoot better. All right, so let's bring it back for some final thoughts. All right, so that's my basic range test and overview of the Sig Sauer P365. Again, just the standard model. Like I said before, I did purchase it locally. I did purchase it used. And by doing so, I was able to get, I knew the production date. You can actually check inside the frame and see basically the production date for the pistol. And I knew that it had most, if not all, of the major updates to it, to the striker, to the trigger springs and so on. So hopefully I don't have any issues with it. I'm pretty comfortable with it. I'm confident in it. Yeah, like I said, we do have a little bit of primer drag, but it's just inherent in this particular design. The holster I'm currently carrying it with, I needed something quick and cheap to get, so I just bought this off of Amazon. I got a 1-day delivery on it for free. And this is just a Gun and Flower brand plastic holster. It's okay for what it is. I mean, it's gonna work, but I definitely want to do some research before I decide which carry holster I want to go with. And this was honestly kind of an impulse purchase, to be honest with you guys. So it's okay for what it is. It's got an adjustable cant angle, it's got adjustable retention on it, and for 13 bucks, it's gonna do the job. Holds it just fine, doesn't come out. So anyway, we're gonna go with this for carry for now. But anyway, guys, please like and subscribe. Make sure you check out the channel. We've got a little podcast called Caliber Corner that we do Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Please make sure you do check that out. Oh, and the last thing about the P365. Loaded with 10 rounds, not 10 plus 1, but 10 rounds. It is 17.9 ounces, and so I think that's a pretty decent carry weight. My Ruger EC9S with only 6 rounds in it weighed 17.2. So for 0.7 of an ounce more, I've got an extra 4 rounds of ammunition, potentially 5 if I go plus 1, with not much more weight added to it. So I'm pretty happy about that. So we're going to rotate this in as the new carry gun. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Have fun, be safe, and as you know, we will talk to you soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye.